All right, guys, welcome back to Frugal Homestead. So today we're going to talk about buying logs. So we went ahead and bought some firewood logs this year just to get us a head start on the year. We've had this dry winter. I mean, it's rained a lot, but we haven't had a lot of snow and bad weather. I'm standing out here right now in 50-some degree temperatures in Ohio in the middle of February. That makes no sense. But I want to mention this video is sponsored by ConnectTen Internet, but more on that later. So let's talk about what's behind me. So the first important part to understand is this is not our property. This is my dad's land. He's got something right here off of the street where people can back in and dump, or log trucks can back in and unload much easier than going back the private lane back to our property. So he allows us to drop some here and work this area. So as you can see, most of this pile is white oak. We had a logger that was working down the road here, and these are the tops and the leftovers. These are the things that nobody really wants. The mill doesn't want them, and it doesn't really make much sense to try to do much else with them. Now, white oak is a premium wood for us, so that means we're going to be able to sell it at a premium. Now, we also had logs delivered in not only by a log truck, but by a standard dump truck. Them boys were about 40 or 50 miles north of us. They had a bunch of cherry and locust to get rid of. Once again, premium woods to us. So we went ahead and bought a few loads. Now, when you're buying loads, the price is going to be based on the market and also what they can get in the area for it. Now, with these, we're going to average out at about anywhere from $80 to $100 a cord, depending on how it works out. But to put the numbers in perspective for you, if I'm buying a cord of wood for even $100 and selling it for $120 per third of a cord, which is what white oak goes for us, then I'm making a 3x profit plus. And the plus I write off is gas and handling cost. So it's actually a really good deal if you can buy logs, but there is some downfalls. So for those of you who don't know, ConnectTen is a wireless internet provider that uses all three of the top major networks in the USA. That means AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon. So you have the ability to have the best service wherever you are. Now in our home, we use it to stream, we use it to upload our YouTube videos and do all the normal things you would do in your home. But ConnectTen doesn't stop there because they have amazing equipment and it's a low power draw. Why that matters? Well, because for one, we're taking our tiny house off grid here. So power does matter in our future buildup. which is one of the reasons we chose them. The other is that we travel a lot. We like to go out on the road, and when we're out on the road, a simple power inverter that plugs into your cigarette lighter, very, very low wattage, usually around $20, can be had that you plug the unit into, and as you're going down the road, you've got power. Now, not only that, but we like to go places that there is no power or that the internet is no good. For example, have you ever used internet in a campground? They're always terrible, especially at night when everybody's trying to use it. Why not bring your own? Can your home internet do that? And with plans starting at a simple $69 a month, how can you go wrong? Think about it. You're saying, oh, I have T-Mobile home internet or I have Verizon home internet for this price. But what happens when there's too many people on that network? Are they going to let you change from T-Mobile to Verizon, from Verizon to AT&T? No, that's where ConnectTen comes in line. If you are van life, if you are traveling, if you're a person that wants to have internet no matter where you go, ConnectTen is for you. And with that said, I will put all the information in the description box below so you can go check it out for yourself. Now back to the video. Now sometimes one of the downfalls is you'll end up with punky wood. These are a couple logs that came in on one load, kind of punky. It's not going to be something we can sell. I will split it up and let it dry out some and burn it in our Daka wood burning furnace. Basically burner fuel. You know, this is what looks like poplar that just sat around too long. So that can be a downfall. So you have to watch your loads for such things. Another downfall is sometimes you get woods that you didn't really expect to be in the load. So down here you'll see some cherry, you'll see some locust. But the expectation was that it was almost all going to be cherry and locust. But if you look at that brown one over there, that's a chunk of elm. So it's a pretty big log. I'll have to sort it out and put it in the mixed hardwood pile, which is fine. It just lowers the value of the load. Another thing that can be a problem sometimes when buying loads is they're dirty. So if the guys have to drag it through mud and stuff to get them to the truck and put them on the truck, they generally will come out a little bit dirty, and it's a pain to keep sharpening chains to get them cut. Now, with that said, you can let them sit out and get rained on, or take a brush and hit them real quick before you cut them, and sometimes that'll help, just depending on how bad it is. But nobody wants muddy logs, I can promise you that. So what you see behind me is essentially 11 cord of logs. We had 2 truckloads, full-size log truckloads, which should hold somewhere around 5 cords each. And then underneath we have 1 truckload of a single axle dump truck that unloaded here, which should be around a cord. Now, it could be more or less. That's just the way the game's played. You have to mentally prepare for that in your cost perspective of how much this is going to cost you and how much you're going to get. Now, that said, I've got a lot of work to do, clearly, as you can see, because it's some small stock. So I'm going to have a mixture of big saws and small saws, and I'm also going to have to do some cleaning because these are pretty dirty. But everything you see here pretty much is white oak. So it's going to split nice, it's going to cut pretty good. As long as I have good sharp chains, we should make this into firewood in no time. But the cost on these is going to be offset because we will take and get tree service wood, we will get wood off of our property, we will get wood given to us. It happens every year. So when we're going for a 50 cord a year goal, the cost of these goes down exponentially with every load we bring in that doesn't cost us money. Now, will I buy more logs this year? If the price is right. I'm not probably going to go over, say, 100, 125 a cord. It'd have to be really good loads to go any higher than that. But the market will go what the market will go. Our local pallet factory has been really dropping their prices. So guys are kind of coming to guys like me with firewood on logs just because we pay better. Now, do I think that you should buy logs? If you're a homeowner and you cut and split your own wood, say you don't have a whole lot of like land with trees on it, I think buying a whole log leaf, buying a whole log truck's worth of logs is an amazing idea in most cases. Generally speaking, you can get a whole log truck basically to come in and get dropped for less than you can go buy the wood. So why wouldn't you? A little bit of cutting, a little bit of splitting is good for everybody. And honestly, if you were getting white oak, you're going to have a nice season as long as you get on it early, get it split, get it stacked, and get it out there seasoning. because that's the number one thing. That's why we're also buying white oak now in February. That way it'll be ready at the end of the year. Now clearly this is going to be a big year. We're hitting that 50 cord mark guaranteed this year. Everything's falling into place. We are actually getting the wood in way faster than we had anticipated, splitting it, stacking it. Everything's working just like it should. As long as the weather holds, we're going to be way ahead. And I can't wait, because it's going to be a very profitable Christmas next year. I'm ready to get these all processed and done. The value to the wood is perfect. We came out exactly where we wanted to be for how much we were spending versus how much we got. And I think the future is looking very bright this year for the little frugal homestead to go ahead and make a small fortune in firewood. Now, we won't get rich by any means, but we'll take that money, do some reinvesting in various other things to make more money. That way, we don't have to actually do firewood for the rest of our life on this grand scale. So, if you guys haven't already, and I don't know why you wouldn't have, go down, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you see all of our upcoming videos. Give us a like, hit us up in the comments, let us know, have you ever bought logs? Do you like doing it this way? I will say that it's a heck of a lot less work to process them here, straight into splitting, into the back of the truck, take them over and stack them, than to go over our hills, go out in the woods, cut them down, limb them, all that stuff. Or to even go out on job sites and try and wrestle that big, monstrous tree service wood that we normally wrestle with. This is easy money. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.